This is Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, and today we're going to be talking about appliances. And I'm not talking about refrigerators or anything in your kitchen. I'm talking about things that go in your mouth that help to fix your bite. So let's talk a little bit about this. And this is totally different than like aligners or braces. It's totally different because those really aren't changing your bite so much. You can get a little bit of tipping and moving teeth around to affect the bite, but that's mostly what we call dental alveolar movements. That's just moving of teeth. It's not growing jaws. So we're going to be talking about different things that can really affect the shape and the position of your jaws, especially if you're still growing, if you're a small child. So let's talk about our 6 main categories. So the first one I'm going to talk about is palatal expansion. That is where if a child is still growing, and if you're familiar, like Invisalign is launching their palatal expansion product. This is huge. It's totally legit. People have been splitting palates and expanding them for, goodness, easily a century. So it's basically basic physiology, basic biology that the palate in a growing child is in 2 pieces. It's in 2 pieces, like 2 Legos. And the cool thing is, if it didn't grow ideally, maybe because the child didn't have the right diet or had an oral habit, it didn't grow to the right width, we can actually stretch the palate and encourage it to grow to the right width. It's almost like breaking a leg and putting a cast on it. It's like that. It works the same way, but it's not painful. And that is what a palatal expander is. And they come in all shapes and sizes, and they have different features depending on your bite, but basically it's all the same thing. Now, if a child is not growing, if a child is physically mature, their voice has changed, they've had their menses, it's not going to behave the same way as a child that is growing. So this is a really important key factor because I see expanders in all kinds of adults, but they don't do the same thing. Okay, so we're talking about a growing child. All right, number 2 would be a myofunctional trainer. Okay, all kinds of brand names for this, all kinds of generic names for this. You see them selling them on eBay. You see them, it's really big in Asia. I see a lot of that, Europe. It is a effective yet at times inexpensive way to help to reshape jaws in a very young growing child, teaching them a proper swallow, things like that. So they are very effective, especially if there's bad habits. So that's a really great thing. Space regaining appliances. Again, there's fixed ones, there's ones that are glued on the teeth, there's removable ones. This is an example of a removable one. It just basically has a little key, and it's going to go ahead and you can probably get up to 2 millimeters of a bite correction with this. Growth modification devices. This is like a twin block basically. Super fun. It works very similar to like upper and lower retainer, a little more bulky than that. Now this feature is now in Invisalign. So, this is for people and general dentists that haven't done this stuff before. It's now super mainstream. It's not just the orthodontists that are doing it. So you can get it in your Invisalign. But yes, all kinds of different growth modification devices. Again, the child has to be young. Habit appliances, that's a banded one. It's glued on the teeth. There's all kinds of different shapes and sizes and different kinds of features, but that's basically a habit appliance. And of course, headgear. I'm not a fan of this kind of headgear that this child is wearing here. That is a cervical pull headgear. That is basically restricting the growth of the upper jaw so that the lower jaw catches up. I'm not a fan of that at all. I am a fan of the opposite, the type that advances the upper jaw. It looks kind of like a face mask, like a hockey mask. That is great. It really, really, really is effective. And if you don't know how to use that, that's going to be my next series of videos. But anyways, yeah, those are the 6 different types of appliances that I wanted to talk about today. If you want to know more, please do visit my site at StraightSmileSolutions.com. All right, thanks so much.